This is definitely feeling like the calm before the storm. What's going on, everybody? GemMint here with the new comic book day reviews, and as always, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. Kind of a light week, especially for the stuff that I'm reading, but next week looks stacked. We got Absolute Batman 15 coming out, we got Spider-Man Wolverine, a bunch of stuff, Transformers. So this week, a little bit light. Before we jump into this, I am doing a Whatnot show this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm bringing a ton of omnibus to the table. They're all going to be auctions starting at $20, and I'm going to let you know the cheapest that you can get them online to make sure that you don't pay more than that on this stream. Plus, I have a ton of great single issues, stuff that you've seen me have in the new comic book day videos, some ratio variants, and I'm doing $2 trade paperbacks. So bookmark the show, Whatnot, 8 p.m. Eastern this Saturday. Let's kick off the reviews with Marvel with the Fantastic Four. We're on issue 6, Ryan North, Humberto Ramos, kicking off a new storyline called The Invincible Woman. So they're setting up quite a few things here in this issue. You have these aliens that come down to Earth. They're trying to terraform the planet. Sue Storm uses her powers in a unique way to kind of make them think she's more powerful than she even is. This captures the attention of the wingless wizard who recruits them for a bigger mission, all while Maria Hill has plans for them as well. Kind of a fun series. If you like the Fantastic Four, you're going to like this run. It hasn't had anything like big, groundbreaking yet. It's kind of been little one-off stories with a couple of smaller arcs. I'm not really sure how many arcs this is planned to be, but yeah, if you like the FF, you're going to dig this. Pretty fun stuff. All right, the Age of Revelation is closing into an end. A lot of these 3-issue minis are ending, and we have Amazing X-Men here by Jed McKay, who is joined by Esrar and Wilson. This is more of the flagship title, the main story where Cyclops and Beast grab their consciousness from 10 years ago, put them in their current bodies in the Age of Revelation, X years in the future. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like this was a little bit slow and lacking. It's pretty brutal, man. Glob is like a straight assassin sniper. He's always busting out headshots, questioning the loyalty of Psylocke as she was part of Revelation's Charizards, whatever they call them. Not really many people are digging the Age of Revelation, and I could understand that. Thankfully, it's not really that big or long of an event. Again, a lot of little 3-issue miniseries, the Book of Revelation stuff, and what's going on in the X-Men titles. Didn't love this one, though. But funny enough, Binary was a standout for me. Like, I didn't think I would like this one. Carol Danvers getting the powers of the Phoenix from a dying Jean Grey. But the art on this really worked. I thought the interactions felt superhuman. No pun intended. It felt very human. And it was a lot of touching moments. This one's by Stephanie Phillips with Belviso and Rosenberg. The art and the coloring on this series has just been incredible. It was cool to see Madeline Pryor come try to take the Phoenix Force from Carol Danvers, and just ending this little arc, not required at all for the Age of Revelation. It could have worked as just a standalone Binary miniseries, but they tied it in with what happened in the future. Jean Grey, the Phoenix, she dies trying to protect the planet from allowing the X gene or the gene bomb to escape. So she keeps it confined to Earth. Carol Danvers fails in successing her and just keeps her hometown safe. There's a lot more to it, but that's kind of the basic gist of it. It ended, touching ending, a standout miniseries from this event. Then we've got Laura Kinney, Sabretooth, issue number 3. I think this is the end of this little mini as well, by Schultz, Pinty, and Rosenberg. X-23 versus Apocalypse, kind of. Is that even what happens here? This one really just kind of shows how Laura Kinney has been played by Revelation the entire time, using his mind control powers. Again, he's kind of like Purple Man mixed with Apocalypse. And Apocalypse is in here as well. She gets her daughter and her family out of Revelation territories onto Mars, and then she gets sent there as an assassin to bring them back. The art was actually really good here. It had like an anime-inspired vibe to it. Yeah, you can see the artwork here. I thought the art was a standout. The story just was kind of okay. Doctor Strange has a new ongoing series here by Landy Fiorelli, Sanchez Almara. This comes out of the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard. I didn't read that stuff. I figured I would just jump into this one. First of all, Great cover here. It reminds me of like the Hildebrand Brand brothers. It looks like this painted cover by Alex Horley. So shout out to Alex Horley. Uh, I couldn't get into this one though, man. It felt like it relied heavily on what was going on in the prior run. It does tie in with Mortal Thor, which I am reading, so that was kind of cool. Kind of the aftermath of what happened there. I thought it was extremely wordy. I thought it was boring. I couldn't get into this one at all. I'm not a huge Doctor Strange fan, but like we'll talk about Strange in another series this week as well. But this one, I just couldn't really get into this. Okay, so speaking of the Doctor Strange story, it's in Hulk Smash Everything, another one by Ryan North, incredible artwork by Karatu and Blee. Cover is great, the art is great. Hulk is on a rampage. He gets let loose in the Sanctum Sectorum. I feel like I always say that wrong. Sanctum Sanctorum. I guess I was pretty close. So I guess we'll kind of keep it spoiler free, right? So we find out how he was sent into Doctor Strange's lair. What does Doctor Strange and Wong do to rectify the situation? This was the panel that stuck out to me. It was great artwork. It was energetic. It was fun. I like where it ended. If you've seen the cover for issue 2, you kind of already know how it ends or where Hulk ends up. But this kind of just seems like it's going to be one rampage after another from issue to issue, and I'm here for it. Then we have Spider-Man Noir, issue number 3 by Eric Larson. He's joined by Cresta and Rosenberg. I kind of told myself I was going to drop this series, and I read issue 3, and I still just can't really get into it. It's a lot of Peter Parker in 1938 punching Nazis, fighting a bunch of Nazis. It does get actually good when it comes to Peter Parker and his personal life. Aunt May and Mary Jane both know that he is Spider-Man, so there's not playing on that whole kind of where is he disappearing to, tying into like what happened in Into the Spider-Verse and him being gone in extra dimensional activities. And then him kind of with this budding relationship with Gwen Stacy, who hired him to find out who killed her father. Spoiler alert, not really. Turns out it was Spider-Man. He kills in this world, in self-defense. There are some great panels here. As I'm even flipping through, I'm catching them, a glimpse of them. Some great panels, some good artwork. I don't know. The whole fighting Nazis thing just feels so played out and tropey. And it's just like there's so many alternate universes of characters. This one doesn't work for me. And speaking of not working for me, we have the Ultimate Universe 2 years in, I guess, issue number 1. I don't know what the hell was going on with this. I really feel, somebody in the comments asked me, how do I feel about the Ultimate Universe 2 years later? Man, it started so strong with Ultimate Spider-Man. Every other title just kind of started okay and then fizzled out for me. Man, this was super confusing. There's even kind of like this weird part where it looks like Frank Miller took over the artwork for this like cosmic Daredevil story. Hold on, here we go. It was just confusing. I didn't get it. I'm ready for the ultimate endgame. The maker, just destroy this whole universe already. Do whatever you got to do. I'm done with it. Yeah, I don't know who did the art on that Daredevil part, but it's by Camp, Packnadell, Booten, Noto, Mana, Ferguson, Polito, Bleed, Guru EFX, and Arsen Yeager. The last one from Marvel, we have Venom 252 by Al Ewing, who's joined by a ton of people. I think there was a backup in here as well. Morris, Del Falco, Medina, Saez, Friends, Breeding, The Armada, Albatrop, and Menez. So you got Mary Jane as Venom, as Spider-Man. We got the debut of this new kind of new Venom costume where he looks like Spider-Man. He's got to blend in, or they have to. It's a he and a she, I guess. Is the Clint Nar symbiote male or female? Anyway, there is a symbiote task force led by Dr. Octopus that is patrolling New York City. Luke Cage reluctantly approved of it, so Venom has to camouflage himself as Spider-Man. So it makes for some interesting interactions. It's a Doc Ock story. It's goofy. It's cheesy. I liked it. I didn't like the last issue, but I kind of did forget about the whole Spider-Man costume thing. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Side from Maximum Clonage. You guys remember Spider-Side? It's goofy, but you really don't get much Mary Jane out of this. It really just is a Venom story. Cosplaying as Spider-Man. It's just a girl playing a dude playing another dude. And real quick, let's jump over to Image Skybound. I only have G.I. Joe issue 15, which is part 3 of the Dreadnought War. Usually I get these in physical copies, but I guess with the weather, maybe it got delayed. But this one's by Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, and Jordi Belair. So this one introduced Road Pig at the end of the last issue, who's this big bruiser of a character with a Shao Kahn type of hammer. Shout out to the Mortal Kombat reference. He gets Duke and Cobra Commander captured. Cobra Commander is maskless, and he looks like Deadpool. So kind of a quick, short issue. The Dreadnought upping their ranks, adding Road Pig to their mix, showing how Road Pig joins the Dreadnoughts. This is only a 5-issue little event. It's been fun so far. This one was just kind of quick and fast, but it was pretty good. If you guys are looking for signed books, make sure to check out That Spider-Man booth over on Whatnot. They have streams all day, every day. I'm sure you could pick up something nice. All right, onto the DC stuff. We've got Absolute Green Lantern issue 9 by Al Ewing with Koshin and Pressy. Yeah, so man, I'm considering dropping this one along with Absolute Flash. I mean, they just don't hold a candle to Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. So you do have some kind of like, you ever seen that movie, The Arrival, with like the alien stuff? That's kind of how I feel like they're treating the extraterrestrial presence here. The last issue was heavy on Jo and her relationships, and this one is picking up off of that. She ran to her ex's house, who is, I don't know, what is she, investigative reporter, or I don't know. Kind of more of that stuff. It's not superhero-y whatsoever. It's kind of more of a drama type story. Learning about the powers of the Green Lantern. Are the powers within Jo? Are they within the ring? I'm just not really digging it, man. I don't know. I might give this one up. It's got betrayal. It's got espionage. But it just doesn't do it for me. Then we're on to Batman issue 4, Matt Fraction with George Jimenez. If you think Absolute Batman is too wonky, it's too out there, the proportions are all off, this is your mainline regular Batman story. I've been digging it so far. This one was a slower issue. It's more of building up to this new threat, the Minotaur, the Taurus, this new, I guess he's new, character that is in control of all the other crime families. What I love about this, though, man, is Batman in the blue and gray. George Jimenez art is amazing. Unfortunately, he only gets a couple of panels to really let himself shine here. Here's another one. Because a lot of this was Bruce Wayne, human interactions with this new doctor lady or whoever this person is supposed to be that he's kind of got a date with. The ending here, this whole crime families, it's kind of tropey, uniting the crime families, making everybody move as one. When one person eats, we all eat. When one person bleeds, we all bleed. So crazy stuff at the end of this with this new villain, this new crime boss. It was kind of slow, but the art was great, and it really picked up towards the end. All right, then we're on to some DCKO madness with Night Fight issue number 2. Joshua Williamson once again. He's joined by Dan Mora and Farrell, and man, this one almost got pick of the week. I really dug this story. This takes place after the death of Batman in the tournament in the main story of DCKO. He has a mother box embedded into his outfit, which kind of revives him, and it brought him to what we thought was this alternate timeline where Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman, Dick Grayson is Batman, and he's built this army of Robins. But we kind of find out that it's much more than that. I don't really want to give it away, but that's not necessarily where he is or what's happened, but it makes for some great interactions. The artwork is incredible here. Dan Mora is on the top of his game, and we get thrown into, let me just say vaguely, another universe where Jason Todd is Batman, and it's called Under the Red Hood. Really interesting concepts here. I'm not going to give you any explanation, but look at the artwork. I love the Red Hood helmet, but peep the Red Hood over Gotham City. It was a great issue. I really wanted to give it pick of the week, but I was really caught surprised by this DCKO Superman vs. Captain Atom. I didn't think I was going to like this. Honestly, I don't love the cover. I don't even think I'm going to use it for the thumbnail. But this was an incredible story. Round 1, fight. Mortal Kombat vibes all day. Joshua Williamson once again. Izakski and Mulvihill. So I'm not even like a Captain Atom fan. I don't know anything about Captain Atom. But I can see why Joshua used him as the fight against Superman. This guy is incredibly powerful. He can manipulate atoms. He can make one hand kryptonite and the other hand literally the power of a red sun. So what happens is that the Heart of Apocalypse is giving these characters best 2 out of 3, kind of like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat-esque, and whoever wins 2 rounds, moves on in the tournament and the other one doesn't. So what happens is after the first round, they kind of fight as their regular selves, but then they're able to pick not only the stage, the location where they fight, but a version of the character from anywhere within comic book history. But real quick, I want to show this panel. This gave me heavy like Dan Jurgens vibes, man. I dug the artwork here, and I dug the concepts. I like how on round 2, they choose these different versions of themselves. Let me try to get a picture here for you. Yeah, so Superman chooses Superman Prime, and Captain Atom chooses this Monarch, and they fight, and I'm not going to give it away, but, you know, they use everything they got for this battle. Here's like a nice little panel as well. You know, I don't want to give too much away. I mean, you probably can assume who wins this and moves on in the tournament, but the action was great. How the winner ends up winning is good as well and thoughtful. Joshua Williamson is killing it. He's writing so many titles. I'm having so much fun with DCKO. And with that being said, it was a light week. I'm super looking forward to next week. What'd you guys pick up? What are you reading? Let me know in the comments down below. What was your pick of the week? I appreciate you watching. Stay minty fresh, and hopefully I see you guys on Saturday.